When Fosi stops sending me nice toys to play with, I'll stop reviewing them. So today I've got Fosi's top-of-the-line stereo Bluetooth speaker amplifier. When purchasing, you have the option to pick between the 32V and 48V power break. I will be reviewing this unit with the 32V power supply. The build quality and finish is exactly what I've come to expect from Fosi. At this price point, there's nothing to complain about. The blue finish on the body, faceplate and knobs are perfectly matched, and the combination with the orange accent on the volume control is a very welcome change from the monotonous endless stacks of blacks and greys and various aluminium finishes. The tone knobs feel robust and don't have any slack, but when turning the knobs, the action feels a touch grainy. The volume knob is easier to turn and has a bit of slack, but the turning action feels buttery smooth and high quality. The volume knob also acts as a button for clearing the Bluetooth pairing. It has a very short actuation and a nice tactile action. The power toggle switch is a very nice touch. I'm a big fan of thoughtfully implemented analog controls, and the ergonomics and feeling of the human interaction with this unit is overall very satisfying. If, however, it was any smaller, I think I might have problems turning a knob without accidentally touching another knob and changing its settings. Perhaps someone with larger hands might have more problems touching multiple knobs at once. The bottom of the unit also has 4 thick rubber feet, and on the rear there are the usual RCA inputs and pre-out, the output to passive speakers, the Bluetooth antenna, and the power input. I found that the most important aspect of this unit for my everyday use was the tone control. I've been using the BT20A with my vintage Yamaha NS615B speakers. For anyone not familiar with this model, it is the home consumer version of the legendary and infamous NS10M studio monitor speaker. From memory, I think the 615B actually sounds a little bit different to the 10M, which I thought had quite hot treble. My 615B is actually quite balanced, if a bit mid-range focused, so I gave them a healthy little boost in both the treble and bass, although any necessary corrections also depend on the speaker's distance from the listener, the size of the room, and the position of the speakers within the room, not to mention the recording quality and your own music preference. In the end, what counts is that this feature is not only available, but does a good job of adjusting and tuning in a tasteful and balanced way. Honestly, I don't think I've heard my speakers ever sound this good, but I was also not doing them any justice with my latest previous amp, which was the desk space-saving Lox GA10. I can't consider that a serious amplifier in the current hi-fi climate, and its weaker output and significant humming problems on high volumes, and it feels wrong to even mention it in this review where it is bested in every possible way by the BT20A. With that pointless little comparison over, I want to move on to the Bluetooth. At any volume, there was no audible humming, and objectively I was extremely satisfied with the quality of the audio signal. I don't know exactly what the Bluetooth range is supposed to be, but moving my phone all over the apartment never resulted in a staggered or dropped signal, so more plus points there. One interesting feature is that after you turn the amp off and on again, it will try to automatically connect to the previously connected device. So if you do not clear the pairing by holding down the power button for 5 seconds, you might wonder why you're not getting any audio from your PC or analog music streaming device. But in reality, the amplifier's Bluetooth connection takes priority over the RCA input. There is no way to switch between input sources, so in that case you must either turn your Bluetooth off on your mobile phone or DAB, or clear the pairing by holding down the volume button for 5 seconds. This isn't my first experience with D-class speaker amplifiers, and this certainly does not disappoint. Beyond that, it actually impresses. Even compared with entry-level A-class receiver amps, I actually prefer the cleaner and more honest sound of this type of amplifier. As its musical performance goes, dynamics and detail are noticeably impressive and shine against its completely black background. It's probably a good thing I'm not trying to power some larger speakers with this, as I do not have the 48V power supply, but the 32V break already gives this amp way more headroom than I'll ever need with my old Yamahas. The BT20A is rated at 300 watts into 4 ohms, so the 8 ohm NS615Bs should be getting a very healthy 100 or so watts, depending on the output power's relation to the power supply, and they are easily being driven close to their full potential. At no point did I feel like these speakers were being underpowered or lacked control. In the past, I've dabbled with a bunch of vintage receiver amps and a small handful of modern D-Class amps. The reality is that D-Class technology is now at the level where anyone should be content or even satisfied with the sound quality and features of these little beasts. I can't find any reason not to recommend this amplifier at this price point. I really like it, and with this product segment being fuller than ever with various options, I don't know why anyone would want to go with another unit without good tone control or some actual modern style. What a time to be alive where we can get this level of sound quality, power, and functionality for this kind of money. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.